All right, I'm going to go ahead and change my topic. I'll call this JupyterHub and Kubernetes. If we can find it stuff. All right, so this is only going to be this is just a 90-minute video or so. I have meetings today, and I'll have to go back to this regular stream. If you ever just want to sit around while we're doing co-working and stuff, I tend to leave the stream on and I come in and out, but I don't make videos about it. I don't save them off to a playlist or anything. This particular video will be saved off into the learning JupyterHub and Kubernetes Learning Lab video about Kubernetes. Jupyter and Kubernetes. So today I'm going to do the demo. We're going to show off the stuff that we've done here. All morning long, I've been writing boost content, and I'm not going to post that one, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it there. Let me just clean that up a little bit. And so yeah, we're going to go back to, I don't know if I'm going to be doing boost content tonight or gaming. I don't know, one of the two. I just got Witcher installed with Proton, which was really easy. I want to make a video about it. It was so freaking easy. I mean, it was easy. Somebody said, oh, it'll take you 5 minutes. It didn't take about 15, but still really easy. I just had to click a few buttons and all of a sudden, boom, I'm playing Windows games on my Linux machine. Stay tuned for another video on that. So I don't know if I'll be doing boost content or that, but I kind of feel driven to do this whole badge thing. But for now, until 1 o'clock or so, I'm going to be kind of solidifying the stuff that I've already deployed into my dev cluster for the Kubernetes and JupyterHub. I believe we have kind of a final form for this before we're going to go do the next one. So this lab is largely complete. So we're going to go into that, take a look, and have a peek. So what did I do yesterday? I didn't stream this yesterday because I was really busy dealing with other stuff at work. But so what we did last time, we added a single user. I have to turn the sound up a little bit. I notice the sound level is low. So we added the full string entries for the standard image. We added environment variables to profiles without affecting them. Yes, and which, by the way, I tried. Let me put this here. Tried HTTP proxy, but it interferes. So I thought that would be cool. I thought I'd be able to set HTTP proxy for the user, but instead it ended up changing it for the entire thing when it spawned, which caused it to fail to find the hub and everything because the DNS was resolving correctly because it was going through the proxy. So we'd have to add a way to to make that happen. Today, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to spend a lot of time reading the kubespawner stuff because we've now got a Helm chart that works fine, and any further extensions are probably going to be in either the c.JupyterHub or in the c.kubespawner. So a lot of stuff that I've been coming up from there. Yeah. So that's kind of where we are. And yeah, so I mean, I can kind of review what we did last time. So this is a really fun one. That's the reason I want to go read the docs even more, is because I understand them a little bit better now. When I read it first time, I read them several months ago, and I didn't understand the context of how it's going to fit into the Helm chart, et cetera, et cetera. And now I know, so I know I can just add it. And I added this line. Let me show you the cool thing I got out of it. Super cool. It's really, really cool. If I can get out of here. It's a 2 bucks in. Nope. All right, let's get that set up. All right, so I have to restart my server. I'm sorry, my cluster. I'm restarting my cluster in Virtualbox. And that'll give us what we want. So it does take a little bit longer to start up than kind because it's doing a VM. I found out yesterday it's not a true node. So during my training tomorrow, I have a feeling I'm gonna start building a VirtualBox from the command line. But in case you don't know, Friday afternoons is always Kubernetes training. That's me practicing things and doing Kubernetes training, which doesn't relate to any immediate deliverable at work, but is approved through work to do. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow I really want to see if I can start using VirtualBox from the command line, potentially with Chemo combine, to create a default namespace by default. Damn it! Can I change the namespace of the Minikube profile? I wonder. I don't know if I can. List Minikube profiles, profile. Return the default Minikube profile by returning blah, blah, blah. Use Minikube command for more information about a given command. I did that. That's it. I'm trying to figure out how to change it. So one of the annoyances I have right now is that every time I restart and stop my cube, my Minikube, it watch kig it changed my namespace to default. I want my namespace to be set to match the default namespace. I don't want to use the default namespace. I want to change my default namespace on a Minikube cluster. This is a task I need to do anyway. I should probably look it up. So yeah, how to change default namespace on a Minikube cluster. All right, and I'll show you that other thing first. Actually, well, let me show you that first, and I'll answer that question. So what I was trying to show y'all is how to do this. JupyterHub.allowed name servers equals true. That is. In order to do that, we have to have the server running, which it is running right now because it got froze. So let's go open it. So here's our server. So this is a recreation of the demo I'm going to be doing today, and we see we have all of these things. I typed all these in yesterday. These are the descriptions of the different images. So I have a default image set, and then actually at work I have another one that was a custom image that failed because it didn't have all the components. If you want to make your own image, which I might do today, you need to subclass, or you need to build your Docker file off of the base image. Otherwise, forget it, because you just want to. This is a pretty fat image. It's 2 gigabytes, but it's a thing. Hey, Black Mouse. So if I click on Start, here's what I wanted to show you. If you click Home over here, you already see how I already have servers. I don't like that it doesn't show that first. That's a little bit annoying. But if you do this, allow servers equals, if you do whatever I did, just the thing I showed you. So if you add this to your extra config for your hub parent configuration in Helm, then you get this. You get this. So I had these 2 servers. It looks like they were stopped. That's interesting. So it looks like when you stop Minikube, it stops the server. Now, this is interesting too. That is really interesting. So you can have more than one server, and you can change the image when you go ahead and stop and start it. That's very interesting. What if I do base and click on base and click start? Wow, I'm glad I didn't mess with that then. I wouldn't have got that. Presentation got canceled because we had an outage in developer cluster. I put all my stuff in there in the morning, so that was good. So this started up, but watch, if I could do this, I go back to hub control panel. So now that's running, right? And there's your URL. And then, I mean, I could stop that and then start it with a different. I could start it with a different. So the only thing that's different between these servers is this stuff that's on there. So the PVC that gets saved, you know, the storage is different. Yeah, watch. So I can change out the image that's running, but the home directory will be the same because it will just go ahead and mount. It'll mount this directory. So you see this here, we got this more thing here, and click on this, and you get that. Let me show you one that I think I still have configured. I think foo is configured. This is really cool. I also noticed that when you change your settings, they actually get stored somehow in your configuration. Yeah, so check it out. Oh wow, it went away. So I'm gonna experiment with this. So like if you go down here and you change your JupyterHub theme to dark, and then you can do a bunch of here. They have like Vim mode. They have all of the, the different. This is for your text editor, by the way, which I don't know why you would do this. I would just use VI on the system. They have a text editor that you can set to have Vim bindings, but it doesn't affect your terminal, right? Yeah, and if you do use VI, it's VI improved. So, but if people are gonna do this, like if you open this, whoopsie. Yeah, so see this. See, I'm in Vim mode now. This is an emulation of Vim mode. It's not real, which is always really sucky. See that what I just did? That is a keystroke that I did that is common to Vim that fucks up in Chrome because it's got some kind of shitty. Yeah, that's it right there. So I don't know if I like that. Yeah, it's Control K apparently. Yeah. That is so annoying. Anyway, oh, I did it again. That is so weird. Why is it doing it? What am I doing that does that? What am I doing? All right, wait. I gotta turn my keystrokes on so I can see what I'm doing. I'm pushing something that's causing it to die. It's really crazy. I gotta figure that out. It's like some natural part of how I edit in Vim. Wait. No, that's not it. What did I do? Oh, I know it is. I think it's colon WQ. Yeah. I think it is. No. No. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, I think I know what it is now. And browser Control W to delete a word. No, it's not Control W. I don't use Control W. But no, I don't use any control keys. You know what it is? It's I first figured it out. I think. No, that's not it. I have no idea. I just did it again. And I had no idea what I did. What did I do? Control JK. Oh, it's Control F bracket. Yeah. I'm trying to do the thing that people do. Horrible. See how ingrained muscle memory gets in Vim users? This is exactly why it's so important for you to memorize the right things. Because if you use a non-standard Vim configuration, it won't work. You'll go to take a certification exam and it'll have a Vim emulation like this. What was that? I think what's happening is I'm not hitting the right exact, or I'm hitting them so fast Huh. I don't know, man. It seems like it's doing a help thing. It's something related to K. It's a history thing. It's got to be a history thing. Yeah. It's a history thing. Oh, it's downloads. So how do you open your downloads? What is the fast way to open your downloads? I got to figure this out. This is weird. Control J. Yep, that's it. It's Control J. Which is stupid because Control J, do you know what Control J does? Control J and K are 100% Vim supported. 100%. That is a way of saving yourself from having to type escape. It's a way of saving yourself from typing escape. Yeah. Huh. Well, I know the mystery now. I know what's up. Yeah, I fucking hate emulators. Watch. Discard. So if I'm over here, I don't get that problem. I don't know. We'll see. See? No problem. No problem, because it's right. I fucking hate emulators. Do the real thing. Okay, so watch what it does. See how I'm like regular, right? And then if you do the Control J, it actually I did a different thing. I did 2 that time. But if you do Control J, it takes it out of insert mode. You see that? It takes it out of insert mode and does it. Yep. Well, suffice it to say, learn VI the right way. I'm really glad I'm doing through the boost again. We're looking to learn ed first, then we're going to learn VI. The only thing I wanted to show you really quick was the hub control panel. So it will remember all the servers you have. And the other thing I wanted to show you is that you can do kget pods -n Jovian, and you'll see I have 2 pods. See them? And it appends the name of the pod to the end. I'm starting to understand a lot now, because this is the same way that Replit used to do their thing. That means that Replit was using Kubernetes clusters. It was using, at one point, it was doing something like this. It had taken the JupyterHub stuff and like modified it, because it's just spawning a new cluster is all it's doing. So now we have add new server. When you get on the server, you see how it has the full name here, right? But what I was going to show you, and I didn't actually get to it. Am I on foo right now? Yeah. So here, remove blah. I know you can't see that because it's really tiny. And there is a way to improve the terminal size, increase. I don't like that you have to do it one at a time though. That is so annoying. Annoying. So annoying. All right, fine. So now watch. You can do this. You can say make directory repos. I'll do -p. I don't have VI mode on apparently. Repos, and then what? GitHub.com, RWXRob. Boom. Set that show VI. And you see it pops over here, shows up. It feels very VS Code-y, you know, which is fine. There's no GH tool unless you install it. Unfortunate, but you should know Git anyway. So git clone. And you can actually, I'm just going to do the HTTPS version so I don't have to give it a certificate. I mean, a public key. Hub.com, RWXRob dot git. And that'll pull down my dot files. Could pull down my private files even if I wanted to right now. Off of my internal, because I do have access to, no, I don't. Was this amount of drive? So that's good. That's good. So you go into dot, and I run my setup script, and then I do exec bash -l, And boom, I have my config. That's why you need a .dot files directory, people. That's why you need it. Because I can do this anywhere. I actually did this during the demo, during the prep for the demo. I was able to pull down my configuration off the remote server and instantly have everything on anything. Here's what's even better. Because it's persistent, I can like drop out of this. So like, let's say I close this window completely, right? Let's close all these windows. And I just reconnect to JupyterHub. Get my servers, go back home, say, oh, okay, this one is still on, so I don't even have to restart it. I can just reconnect, and it will pick up where I left off. I don't see my terminal, but if I click on terminal, open a new one, and now I have my terminal config. Yeah, cool, huh? So it's a little dark, but I don't think can you set the console? Was that one of them? Oh yeah, text execute. That's stupid. Indentation. I should see if I can write an output from my next flake. It just spits out vanilla .dot files so I can use them on non-Nix. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. If you're like if you're like into Nix, and Nix sounds really cool to me. The more I hear about it, the more cool it sounds. I'm not quite ready to use it because I have to, work. But I like the approach of Nix to configuration. I really do. I really do. I mean, it seems like that they really nailed that, and I really want to look at that. Mostly for the better, yeah. Apply for a job as a Geek Squad. It'd be worse things you could do. Increase text editor, blah blah blah. Text editor theme, no. Where's my console theme? See, you don't get a console theme. How sad is that? How sad is it that I don't get a console theme? Because Jupyter. I'm kind of mad about that. No, it's not here. It's a terminal. Yeah, this is different. This is like, sigh. So I mean, you do get color, but this is old school colors. There's no fishy support yet. Oh right, this is another problem I have. Because it does Joven. In order for me to get all my full support, I found this out the hard way. I have to actually make a symlink because it's this Joven account, and that actually makes me rethink some of the stuff I'm doing in my .dot files, because I always assume that the login username is going to match your profile, and it doesn't in this case. So you can actually fix that by doing ln-s pwd / rexrob to pwd / jovian exec bash shell, which I am modes. Now it'll find everything. So it's the same. It's exactly the same configuration. This is running on a complete in a complete VM. It's like totally disconnected from everything else, which is kind of cool. So anyway, and that's there. It's there forever now. So I'd have to delete the cluster, which I'm not going to do anymore. I'm just going to stop it and do that. So it's time for me to test a few other things. I mean, that's really all I had to test. I had a few other things I wanted to test. I wanted to test if I could fetch the. I wonder if Linux works. Probably not, because it's not installed. Yeah. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could get that entire thing from here, right? So I could just do k exec it and then what are you talking about? What you talking about? So here I am. Now I'm connected from my own terminal. So if you don't want to use the web-based thing, you don't have to. That's pretty cool, because if you've got kubectl set up, you can use your own terminal however you want. Same exact thing though. Everything is the same. Yep. Everything is the same. But if I do links over here, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have the links here. All right. So So I'm ready for the demo. I was ready last night for the demo because I needed to do it yesterday. But let's go back to how do we change the default namespace to Minikube cluster. Let's see if that's a thing that you can do. How do I change the default namespace for my Minikube cluster? Not switch, change. Let's get pods. Nope, just for Minikube users. I mean, it might be worth reading. 2007, wow. Nope. Current context. Hey, look at that. Where does this exist? Minikube. Hey, I think I can do it. I think I might just have to modify the file, which is fine. Minikube logs, config proxy profiles. Files. JHub. Config. Base image. Namespace. Nope. Driver. Base namespace. It is using Kimu. Look at that. It has a Kimu URI too. That is pretty cool. KVM network default. I feel like it's using KVM and not VirtualBox, but I can't prove that. NFS shares. What the fuck? It automatically loads NFS shares? That's cool. SSA port root. Namespace. There it is. Well, I wanted to do this by not having to change this, but apparently you can do it here. So MK stop. I wanted to make it so that it default. I hate having to set my namespace every time I start my cube and stop it. So yeah. All right. So there's no way to set it. You have to mess with it inside of the Minikube config. So MK start is gonna take a while, but we're gonna start for JHub. If we did this right, then it'll set me in the right context. Do I still use this browser? Oh yeah, every day, all day. That video is probably really old. You might want to search in my videos for all of my links videos. I have lots of them. But I still need to do a new series on links. I actually have a links repo that I think might still need to be fixed up. I don't know. I have a links container too. The reason I did this is so people could try links out without having to buy into it, you know. Yeah, go have a peek at that one. But I need to do a video about that one. Yeah, that too. But this is like, this specific links configuration is a way for you to try it using just Docker, right? Yeah. So somebody told me the other day it was not working. So it's been working for a long time. So if something changed, I need to make sure I know what that is. So let me know if it doesn't work. Honestly, all you have to do is this: Docker run it -rm, right? And then do rdbx rob/links. This will run the links thing. Oh wait, so yeah, bash. We have to give it something to run. I forgot. Wait, what? Oh no. Never mind. That actually runs the link. I forgot. This is different. This actually runs links from Docker. But the configuration, yeah, see, look, it's actually running it. You can log into it though, or you can just look at its Docker files and look at it, check it out. So yeah, if you have Docker installed, you can just run links that way with the configuration. That's why I made it that way, because I didn't want to. Some people might not want to. It's slower though because it does have to run a container, and I like like nanosecond speed when I'm doing my searches and stuff because I don't like messing with that stuff. Well, we got our answer to that. What was it? It was minikube config minikube / profiles. That's where it was living. We had to just go change it. So that was a good thing to learn. I'm kind of in limbo because I was planning on doing the demo yesterday, so I still have stuff to do, but restart. Oh, because I stopped. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go start it again. Okay, configure contest. Wait. Did I start back up? I did. I definitely did. Add a new server. Start. Do science. Start. Gonna pull down my thing. It caches it on in your container engine on your node. So it's always there. Okay, there we go. Terminal. Wait, which one is this? Which terminal is? Oh, it's this bar. See, I didn't configure bar. I gotta go get it. You could probably rename namespaces. Yes. No, what I wanted to do is dump me into the right namespace, which it now does. I just didn't know that I had to edit the configuration file. I didn't find a configuration, thing that I could run that would do it. So here's my good one. That's the one I like. So that's all working. I'm super excited about that. I mean, I haven't even touched the regular stuff. So, yeah. What did we change? Yeah. So added allow server names to true. I played around with the environment variable settings, which you can do. These things actually progress on to your thing, but you can't set your HTTP proxy there because it messes everything up. I found that out the hard way. And I think that's the only change. Everything else was just content. So another couple things that I wanted to do at work. I'm able to get my stuff here. Oh, I need to log into my VPN. Give me a second. I want to be able to pull down the image page, the approved images. It is a callable, which means that in the cube spawner configuration, I can set it to be calling a method. I can write a method, and then the method can, using Python, whatever, I can fetch the configuration and create the list dynamically. I don't have to do that from that. Oh my God. What a bit contribution. 2,500 bits. Ascertainment. Thank you for that. Wow. So yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. So we're going to be doing, I got one thing at a time. Let me log in so I can go get it. But I'm kind of off, to the next task. Hello there. Copy people. All right, we're gonna go ahead and attach to that. Wait, my music's what? Oh, I just have it turned down. Okay, I was just freaking out because my music was still playing. I was like, "There's no music." Connected to my VPN. And now I need to go look up the rally story that I created for the work I'm gonna be doing next week, which I can start today because I'm ahead of the curve a little bit. I'm super happy. This is working out really nice. The stuff, all the things that we're trying to do, the shared namespaces. It's really, I kind of just say one of the things that's given me a lot of hope in doing all of this is is setting minimal goals for, MVP, sort of minimum viable product, and then, taking stock of the success after you move each one of those stories up the chain, rather than having the big one that's there for 6 months. Which is, of course, the whole point of any kind of Kanban, board management for deliverables. We use a tool called Rally. It's exactly like Kanban in GitHub, pretty much. So I have a couple of things here. One of them is automate Jupyter standard image updates. And another one is create GitHub-based custom JupyterHub image submission processes. So this is the one that I'm talking about that I want to experiment with today, kind of in advance of work on other things. I'm going to be putting it into the in progress column tomorrow. In fact, I should probably do that now. I don't think we need to automate Jupyter standard image updates. I think that's probably a dangerous thing to do. I don't know about that. We'll have to think about that. Because the problem is all these images that we have, they update them like every day, every week. And I don't know if we need to vet them or look at them and see if they've changed. I think it's going to require some team conversation about how to do it, because automatically putting external software into your internal infrastructure through automation without any vetting at all is almost always a legal no-no. So we have to figure that out. We have to set up a standard for doing that, because we already have a script to do the transfer of images, and I just need to make a list of those images and automate that, put in a script and go through them all and see what read the change logs and make sure we know what they all are, and then hit the button and then have everything sync. Sounds like a manual process that probably need to be reminded of regularly, to keep all of our standard JupyterHub images up to date. Yeah, there's a lot of that work is going to require some team conversation, which I'll bring up today after the demo if there's time. And but this other process, of image submission, the custom image submission, is something that we need to look at, because the method of doing it. And I feel like I have an approach for this, so I wanna go deal with that today, kind of ahead of time. We only have until 1 o'clock, so we only have an hour left, but I want to explore what that would look like. So this would be explore custom image submission through Git. So it makes sense that we would have a Git repo with the custom images in it. Need a DevOps working? Hi, Alp. Welcome. It's hard to learn Kubernetes. I know Docker. Thanks. If you know Docker, you were ahead of me. I was like 4 months ago. So consider yourself blessed. So explore custom image submission through Git. And I'm going to say a profile through Git. And what is the I didn't write it in here. Dang it. What is it? The profile template. So I know I gotta go. Well, explore the C. So the C.cube spawner dot, and it's called template or something. So 0. Let's see. JupyterHub customization. That might be enough to get us our first hit. Yep, there we go. So configuration basics. So we need to look for cube spawner. There's a ton of configuration variables. Oh my God. It's insane. There's really bad. And then you have to learn the Helm chart version. So we kind of finally got that down finally. Cube spawner documentation. Here we go. All right. So we're going to look for profile stuff. Here it is. So profile from form template. This profile form template is, we discovered, is the content of the form, but not the form itself. You can't replace it. But you see how this is a function call? So because this is a function call, we should be able to fetch it. And I think that's what I want to test right now. So profile form template, fetch. So we've already messed around with the form template. We know that we can put things into it. What I ultimately want to do with that, though, is I want to be able to fetch a YAML file from our Git repo and convert the YAML file into this HTML, so that when someone adds a new image, they just have to make a PR against the profiles list in Git, and then they change it. And when they change it, it automatically updates, because this is being pulled real time. There's not a lot of performance demand there. This is being pulled real time every time a form is, and that's no extra hit than would be like any number of 100 or so, 1,000 of the API, the Kubernetes API queries that are going out. So one call to a file in our local GitHub repo to get, a static file that has the thing in it. Now, some people might consider doing this as a secret or putting it someplace inside of our Kubernetes cluster. I actually don't like that method, because that prevents other people from contributing images. They would have to be able to put stuff in the secrets and stuff. But if we stick with a kind of a GitOps process or a Git-based submissions process, then the user can, somebody who has a custom image, they can make the image, they can upload the image into whatever namespace they want in our internal registry, and then they can submit a PR with an explanation of what's in the image and why they think it's needed. And then we can have a dialogue about whether that image is going to be accepted or not into our standard lists of images for our JupyterHub portal. And then if we approve it, we just approve it. And the second we hit approve, it becomes live, because this, thank God, this is one case where, having this not be an actual configuration variable, but not being a string, but being an actual callable, it says, we can make this a callable. And that would mean that we write a function that calls out every time it wants to get the form template, and it gets a new version of the template. As far as I know, the profile list template doesn't need to be, there's a potential problem here, because it might actually not be the profile form template. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might actually be the Kube Spawner profile list. And if that's the case, I'm going to have to stop using the internal profile list in the chart. Let me show you. So this would be a departure. This would be a customization. It would be a departure from the standard Helm chart. So the standard Helm chart has this really clean, single user profile list, right? And this is nice. I really like this. The problem is that it's hard-coded into the chart. So having this hard-coded into the chart presents a problem, because in order to make a new submission, how do they submit it? First of all, there's no mechanism for that. Send us an email or something. No, we probably need a PR request, which would be a Git thing. And then the second part of this, and which would mean we would just have some generic YAML file anyway for the submission process. And then which would be, the YAML file by itself would be in a Git repo to which they would request to make a PR either from another team. They could do the PR, but they don't have to have permissions, right? It's just a merge request. And they have to be members of that thing. And it's public information in terms of our enterprise, or even publicly, nobody cares. So another thing too is they might actually find that they want to change the description. They might want to change this description quite a bit and say, hey, I would rather it say this or that, because the machine learning team really is the one who needs to be in charge of the descriptions of what's here. This is me guessing the best language to set them straight and give them an idea of what's going on. But it's probably not the best language. So I'm talking through this, I'm kind of rubber ducking where I want to go with it. But ultimately what it means is that rather than using the Helm chart configuration right here, I'm probably going to remove that and use the kubespawner.profile_list Python namespace extra config. Because why? Because if I do that, I know that there is a profile list, right? If I remember right, it's a callable. Use when profile list is set, the constant profile list are passed, blah, blah, blah. All right, so here we go. Here's the profile list. So the kubespawner profile list is, again, it's a callable list of profiles to offer the selected user. Signature is list dictionary, a list of dictionaries where each item is a dictionary and has 2 keys. Display name, the human readable display name should be HTML safe. The slug, the description, the kubespawn override. Another reason for this too that I really like is that I can actually put more information in the profile list YAML than is used by the kubespawner profile list without any pain. So if I want to say who made the image, I could have a thing that describes where the image comes from, what department is responsible for it, who maintains that image. I can put all that information, that metadata about an image into the commit, and then from there we can make a decision about who to get to if this hasn't been updated, or who's responsible for updating this image, or your base image. The last time when was the last time you updated your image, blah blah blah. And that's a big deal because these images do introduce security problems. And if somebody else is now maintaining an image that's running in our cluster, who gets dinged for it if there's a security violation, or if we end up in trouble some way in one of those particular ways. So this is kind of where we're coming from on this. So again, the kubespawner override, a dictionary which overrides apply to the kubespawner settings. Each value can be either the final value to change or a callable that takes a kubespawner instance as a parameter and returns the final value. Okay, so I don't like that it says a list. Example, profile list equals a list. I'm hoping it's going to let us take a name. I think you can. I think this is 100% executable Python code, if I remember right. So that would be something to test right now. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to break my profile list by overriding the kubespawner profile list. As soon as I do this, it's going to blow away probably what's under my single user profile list configuration. So let's go see what happens when I do that. And if it can indeed be called, right? And these memory limits, capacity things, and node affinity for GPU, like this one has, extra resource guarantees. This is all really relevant. And frankly, it's going to need some more conversation with some of the other people that are doing this stuff. So the next experiment, how much time I got? I got 40 minutes. Let's see what happens. This is why I'm using it on my micro. See, this is a good, I'm going to say it again. This is another good example of why it's so important to have a localized test environment for this kind of thing, even if you have a dev environment. Yesterday, my dev environment was down for 4 or 5 hours. If I had depended on that dev environment to get my work done, I wouldn't have been able to be ready for the demo. We couldn't do the demo anyway because the dev environment was down. But because I had this environment, I was able to get everything done locally and then, translate it over to the dev environment. Today, my dev environment is pristinely set up for the demo. It's all ready to go, right? If I were to go make this kind of next step experimentation in the dev environment, I might blow it up before the demo. So I would never do it. So having a local Minikube single node cluster to do this kind of experimentation with is very valuable time-wise and profit-wise for my employer, because I can come in here and screw around with this while my pristine demo environment is still clean. Staging, whatever you want to call it. So anytime any pointy-haired boss tells you that setting up a local Minikube or whatever kind of Kubernetes development environment is a waste of time, just use the development environment that we've provided for you that requires internet access and a VPN that works and absolutely nobody else screwing with it, especially when you have a team of over 8 people that are all working in that environment at the same time, transferring things, not watching the certs that might go get expired, which is what happened. They're full of shit. All right. So you need a local Kubernetes development environment if you're going to do this career. I've never been more convinced of that. I still get shit from people that say, nah, you don't need to do that. You can just use this custom development environment. I think that's bullshit. I think if you actually want to be a productive employee, you need to make sure that you have a way to do your development, whether or not the provided developer resources are going to do the job. It does depend on the task. Certain tasks do depend on your development environment because they're massive and they approach everybody. But yeah, for app stuff, this is definitely app stuff. But I even think if you're like practicing like, node deployment, I did all of my node feature discovery completely 100% in kind. I did all my node feature discovery in there, and I did all my GPU feature discovery in there, and then all I had to do was copy and paste the configurations over, and it was fine. So, and you know about node feature discovery, right? I had to write, and I did my Helm 2 to 3 migration the same way. I wrote a Helm 2 to 3 migration script locally. I wrote a Helm 2 to 3 migration script locally, and then I was able to test it, on a minimum, in a kind of a safe way. I had a dry run method in dev, and then I was able to do it officially in dev and then do it officially in prod. And those have been some of my main projects so far to date. I'm glad that's over, by the way. I'm so glad we're not using Tiller anymore. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna destroy the next 20, 30 minutes. I'm gonna destroy profile list and replace it with something else. Just for fun. Let's see what happens when I do this. Explore, not form template, profile list. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna do go to my values file, and I'm going to leave this to the profile stuff. First test is keep the Helm stuff. We're going to try to determine whether the profile list and the single user Helm chart stuff gets overridden by the extra config, or if which one overrides, which one has priority. That's not documented anywhere. So c.kubespawner that we found anyway dot profile list equals a profile list. And we're going to start by making it a list, and then we're going to make it a function that returns the list. So where's our documentation? 3. So let's try this. Display name. So yeah, it's pretty much the same stuff as before. I don't think I have to have cube spawn overrides. Oh, I do, because I have to have the image stuff. Yep. So hell, I could just make I could just turn this into JSON. Watch this. Yeah, I could do. I don't know if I can do that. Why? No. Wait. This is going to take a while. I could probably do it another way, but I'm going to try this anyway. So we could do J get. No. Yeah. K get. I think that ends up in a config map. I'm trying to remember. What is it? Manifest? Helm manifest, right? Helm manifest list. No, Helm get manifest. I can't remember it. Oh, JHub. There we go. Yeah, and then I want to see if it has the profile list stuff in it. I think it does. I'm totally cheating here. Profiles, there we go. Oh my God. Maybe not. I don't know. It didn't look like it was there. Important pod selectors. No, it didn't. That means it just passed it right through. Okay, that's not going to help me. That's not going to help me. All right, so YQ. I didn't want to do this, but fine. YQ dash E dot. I fucking hate YQ. It's so bad. It is. A part I was like, as so then 0. YQ, because you have to do stash whatever. Oh, it's E, right? Yeah. All right, so you can do this. We can do E. dash J. And then we send that to JQ. And then get the dot single user dot profile list. Fuck. There we go. Single user. Is it because it was an array? I think you're right. I think it's because it's an array. Single user dot profile list. Display name, allspark. What are those? Profile list. Oh, that worked. And then we do, yeah, and what else? We could do profile list. No, that's the whole thing. I can do the whole thing. Yeah. Display name, display name, display name. I think that goes with, yeah, display name, slug, cube spawner, override. So yeah. Write that to temp for now. All right, so now we can go back to our values file, and I can like really blow this away. How is it gonna work? Let's try. So there's our profile list with everything in it. Tournament struggles to determine which escape sequence makes status bar and my app blink as a Christmas tree. I think we're probably okay here. Keep spawning override image. This is weird because I actually was able to import all of it as JSON, which actually I can make an API for it even if we wanted to. Might as well just put it as Git though. So I need lots of indent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I'm gonna indent all of that. Let's see if this works. This could be crazy. Indent 6. Yeah, okay. CMT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How about that? There we go. So then we have the display name, the description. Wait, why is that? Make sure I got this right. Display name. Why didn't I put a comma there? I should put a comma there. Oh, that's just display name, keep spelling override, description, colon. Oh, that's the description. Just put it on a different line. I see. Key value pair, key value pair, key value pair. All right. So that's kind of cool. We actually got them all in there. Watch it not change anything. This will be really interesting. You know, to do a true test. Because I just don't trust it. To make this actually a true test, I need to, because we don't know which one's which, right? Unless I change the name. All right, let's change the name. Base cube spawner. I need to change at least one name so they know which data is coming from where. All right, so we can change that, and now b apply. I'm gonna just, this is just running my thing, applying all my changes. If it might crash if you screw up cube spawner configuration, you'll get a container crash loop. Oh my god, it usually happens right now though. Told ya. All right, so I have a container crash loop for some reason. Was it because I don't have a? Honestly, this is pretty fucking involved. It could be any number of things. It might be just the indentation. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. It could be the indentation. Let's go check it out. Let's go see what the error is. So K logs for hub. Syntax invalid. Line 14. All right. 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See, I thought it might have been doing it. It didn't put a comma in between them. I'm like, why is that? It's not. It didn't put a comma in between each of the items. See what I'm saying? Right there. So this one needs a comma. Maybe I got that wrong. If this works, it'll be crazy because I can actually... I already got my JSON ready to go. Yep. I mean, it's kind of overkill, but... C'est la vie. Apply again. Again, this is why I'm doing it locally. See how fast I can just restart this thing and check it out, see if it works? This iteration loop is the thing that takes me time. So... Fuck. But that's how you know. Do you have any idea how long it took me to know how to even check my errors? I'm such a noob. It took me so long. I still have a line on error line 14. Fuck that. Okay, well, I know the answer to this. I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're like way too long. And besides, some description. All right. I'm going to get rid of all of y'all. All of y'all can go away. Oh boy. Oh boy. Overzealous delete. Locker stacks. I don't need that. All right. So, boom. Let's see. Profile list equals. I mean, it should be good, right? It might be the YAML text conversion. That might be the problem. I don't know. We'll see. Dash E. I did dash E already. Are you talking about for line return stuff? Yeah, I could. No, yeah, I could. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, mostly I just want to see if it works. So I'll just do it this way. I'll deal with all that. None of that's going to... So this is an intermediate test, right? Because if this works, we're going to check callable next. If we do callable, I don't even have to deal with that shit. Because it'll just get fetched across the network and never touch this file at all. So let's see what happens there. Oh, it does the verification of JSON? Yeah. Well, it came out of YQ, so anything's possible. YQ is a piece of shit. I wish it were better. I really do. The Go one. Oh, hey, now we have success. Okay, so now we're cooking with gas, as my boomer mother said. I don't even know if it came from her. I don't know where it came from. For some reason, I started saying it, though. So, I don't know. Go figure. Apparently, it still works. Look at that. I got a fresh terminal and all. That's probably the old... I think I need to redo the spawner. I don't think it redid the spawner. JSON string. Right. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and look at... Aaron, how you doing, sir? Let's go ahead and look at... Not that, because that's too blinding. Let's see here. How can I get a proper test? I need to go to the hub. The hub control panel that shows us all of our different options, right? So this is funny because these servers are still on. It didn't restart the servers because I just restarted the hub, which is important. It's important because they become sort of zombies. I mean, there's lots of ways to do this. I could do a new server. Let's keep foo though. Let's do stop foo. Foo's got all my GitHub file pulled down into it. So I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, JupyterHub. So this is JupyterHub actually. So we're going to click start. Look, it did it. Shit. Okay. Test 1 successful. Do I got time? Test 2. Can I call a function? Test 2. Can I call a function? So test 2 is, can I write a function in here? Which is going to be just so fucking weird. I have to write a Python function inside of def spaces. So let's define foo. It has to take one argument, but I don't think it matters in Python if I remember Python, which I do not. I wrote thousands and thousands of lines of Python, and now it's like, I have no idea. Why are we doing this? We just want to make sure it takes a callable, which I think it does. That's a Python thing. So yeah. So we just need to return. Forget trying to get, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this. Okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna just bear with me. All right, so in Python 3, it's not a thing. I don't even know if that's a thing. So we're gonna try this. Return a list. I mean, I should be able to do that, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So I'm not doing if name equals main. Fuck you. Foo. Fine. Schmucks you. You can be schmucked. Unexpected indent. But I want to indent. Oh. Fine. All right. So. Oh, you know why? Because of that. Yeah. I should probably do that. I should probably do that. I should probably do this. And a little of this. And, oh God. Really? No, I don't want that. Why are you force space indenting me? God, I hate you. I hate Python, man. I fucking hate Python. I hate it. It's such a disgusting language. And I've coded in it for years. It's so fucking ugly after coding any other language for a certain amount of time. All right, so return. Let me do this. So, foo. All right, so let's do this. Let's do print foo. God damn it. All right. All right, it worked. Huzzah. All right. Python, I know about Pep8 and Mr. Four Spaces. I know about that. I fucking hate it. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Python. Just don't mix the two up. YAML parser will not execute the function. Let's hope not. We're going to find out. It must be putting it in after the fact. I bet you anything. We're about to find out. This is our test. So all right. How many we gotta go? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do like 6. Well, how about 7? All right. So that was a little too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Much better. Alrighty. Now it's not supposed to. I don't know. I think I might have to put this like. I think I'm gonna have to really squash it in here like this. Oh, I don't need that. Duh. Profile list equals foo. I mean, this is a real long shot, but let's try. Let's try it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's see if it actually works. Running. Here comes. What? What just happened? wait. I don't believe it. I don't believe my eyes. 1 week without coffee. That just worked. So from function, I know I still don't believe it. I don't believe my eyes. So I'm going to try it again. Yeah. All right. I mean, it passed the compile test. So either I didn't save, which is very possible, or something else. Oh, this is like way too helpful. This is way too scary for me. It worked. That means it runs from a callable. What? Black mouse is shit. Dude, that is cool. That means it's something to do with the YAML indentation. I bet you anything. Yeah. No secure. Yeah, it's definitely not secure. Much reliable. Like, I'm not saying. All right, so this is calling. So this is setting our profile list by calling a function. Yeah. So this means I can write any Python code I can imagine that'll work from within the cluster, and I can fetch the profile list from a file, which is basically just a curl. However, Python does curl, which I don't remember. I'll have to go look it up. HTTP get, right? So all I need to do is write a function here that fetches the file. Fuck, I might be able to get this done by the demo today. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to, it's not that hard to fetch a file. All right, so that's the most important thing, except for IRC hosting inside of JHub. You totally could do that too. Look, it's not my call to use executable configuration files. That's what they decided to do. I'm not even going to put it down because I think Kubernetes could use more of that, actually, instead of all this static YAML shit, or trying to write a programming language like Kyverno does inside of YAML. Ugh. I mean, some people like it. I just don't like it. I looked at it and I was like, no, just no. You're just numb about that even working. Why? Because of the security effect of that? Yeah, the security problems with that, possibly. Yeah. Yeah. It is pretty interesting. Yeah. It probably shouldn't work. It is a total mess. I won't lie. But the alternative to this, of course, is for us to write our own Jupyter config files. And the jupyterconfig.py, the decision to use an executable Python file for configuration was a decision that was made by the Jupyter team, JupyterHub team, like tons of time ago. Hey, how's it going, Albert? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's a decision that was made a long time ago. Yeah, and so I don't have anything to say about that. The configuration over convention, you know, whether you have would you rather have executable Python code or static YAML code, right? So there's actually a movement, you guys, if you've been following significant, you know, VIPs and people like that on Twitter, there's kind of a movement toward leaving static configuration of YAML files alone while keeping the declarative nature of Kubernetes in terms of policy, which is really key, right? Like, I want 4 images in this replica set to never go down and always have 4 megabytes of RAM. That's declarative. But the configuration of that declarative stuff doesn't necessarily have to take a declarative form. It could be in the form of an operator. So the movement, it's like, it seems like the momentum is going towards writing operators and not Helm charts. And that's where I want to be. I talked about that last Friday. I'm going to talk about it again tomorrow. Now Helm repos for me looking like NPM dependencies. Hell yeah. This is why I don't like Helm. The whole Helm repo mess of like a template. The whole reason I wrote a whole huge blog about this, a huge Zettel about this. I wrote a huge Zettel about this. The problem is that they've taken a declarative approach in Kubernetes and they've kind of imposed it on everything else that might not take a declarative form as its primary form. And that means that the only place to put imperative logic is in Helm. And even then it's in these, shitty Go templates. The other place to put imperative logic, it came to my attention, is to write an operator which does all of the manipulation of your control plane and pods and everything, and have it take control of installing and managing the software. And not only that, but it runs it real time, so it can keep update. It can go check out and see, hey, do we have the latest, the Postgres operator, for example. There's a big, the Postgres SQL operator. Postgres itself is installed as an operator. It's not installed as a Helm chart. So you install the operator the Ray operator, right? These are operators that are installed that are running. They're controlled, intelligent things that are constantly installing and fixing things. So writing your own operator. But then the problem is, if you want to write an operator that's generic for JupyterHub, for example, you got so many different variables and different options for how people would be installing things that you want to allow them to modify your base install, when in fact you probably should just come up with a base operator that allows some level of configurability that you have control of, and not that some standard through Helm. I'm going to predict that even though Helm is the standard, it's included on the certification exam now and everything, I'm going to predict that Helm over time is going to decline. Yeah. And you said the same thing. You're learning operators instead. Yeah. I'm going to predict that the entire cloud native Kubernetes movement is going to move entirely away from Helm and YAML. It will keep YAML for the base Kubernetes stuff, but it will move. It's going to be all about the operators. It's going to be all about the operators, because the operators are intelligent. They can live and they can make detections. So as soon as I make this change, right? What happens when I'm basically writing an operator. I really am. Because of Helm? Yeah. Yeah, I've already signed up for it, so I have to do it. Somebody's passing on CCAD because of Helm. Yeah. What I'm doing right here is an operator. I'm writing a really shitty operator that's embedded inside of Helm. Because what's it doing? What's it ultimately doing? It's a trigger / operator. It's waiting. An operator literally, or a controller is sitting here waiting to see what's changed in the environment, right? Well, if you have an operator that's using the controller model, then I see that it can be running and it can say, hey, look, we got a new image profile over that was approved in Git. Great. Let's add that to the JupyterHub config. Boom. Now, anytime anybody requests any of the JupyterHub spawner stuff, they get the new information. So what I'm doing right now is kind of a shitty way of doing what could be done better if the whole entire thing was an operator. So yeah, certification that promotes Helm. Yeah, building operators Helm quick start. Nice. I'm gonna have to open that one. Open link a new tab. So yeah, quick start for Helm-based operators. Yeah, the operator SDK is so fucking awesome. Dude, it makes my heart go pity pat. I'm very strange. I'm very strange. I cannot wait. You know why? Because I have been sort of annoyed by the fact that I can't write Go code. So I'm a programmer who's being stuck writing, shitty Python and Helm charts and YAML and stuff. If you started to tell me that the standard way to deploy new software and new, not just software, but new business processes is to write Go operators for Kubernetes, dude, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. That could be, you can write operators in Python, by the way. So if that's your thing, which it is in our company is really all in on Python. They don't want anything to do with Go at all as a company. There's a few isolated holdouts who, I think most of them have actually left finally, who in the entire company of several thousand, if not over 20,000 people, there's like one tiny little group of center of innovation that has like 100 people that are learning Go. And this is a huge company. It's a huge multi-million, if not trillion-dollar company. And I can't talk about it. It just drives me nuts. It's a very conservative company too, but whatever. Company, enterprise, whatever you want to call it. The masochist in me is waiting to have a Helm chart for everything cloud native, make me suffer. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. 12:44. I've got my meeting coming up. This has been a really, really good discovery. I am so thankful that I know that I can answer this question definitively now. So when we were talking about it, they say, can you write code that will fetch from a file and populate the profile list? The answer is a definitive yes, because I just proved it. Now, the only thing I haven't done is fetched from the Git repo, but I already know I can do that because here's why. Because any of the resources that are inside of my, any of those resources are already set to, they can already talk to Git wherever it is, as long as it's on the network. So that routing is not a problem. Any one company where restricted is Python 3? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of companies that are heavily. It's really funny because I was probably, what was it, 2014, 2015, when I decided to do Python for everything. I was like pissed off that nobody was using Python and we were just using Java, and Python was a great first language. And I mean, seriously, I was like really actively championing Python. And I mean, it sounds weird, but I kind of feel like I'm about 3 to 5 years ahead when it comes to seeing the language. Like I was a huge Ruby fan in 2007. In 2007, I was pushing Ruby to everybody. I was having everybody use it. I was saying we should use gems. I was helping write the INI module and, you know, stuff like that. And nobody liked Ruby. There was nobody using it in the enterprise or anything like that. Yeah. And now Ruby's kind of passé. It's come through a full circle. And you know, it's not around anymore. People aren't doing it. But I tend to be the guy who likes stuff that's, I mean, I liked Perl like as soon as it came out, and that's what got me the job there. So yeah, I'm gonna predict. So my prediction of a couple things that are gonna just fucking take off are writing cloud native operators in Go. Writing cloud native operators in Go is going to be the biggest area of development. And by the way, I mean, there's going to be development in Rust. There's more. I saw somebody doing some doing some Rust development. There's a blog that came across my thing, but they're porting everything from Node to Rust, and I'm like, good. Rust is still better than Node, you know. So Ruby on Rails, oh yeah, Ruby on Rails is still the people are still people are still deploying it. The entire Metasploit database was still originally based on Ruby. There's a huge question FAQ in there about why Ruby. So about the same time I was trying to make a decision between Perl, Python, and Ruby because they were all competing like really directly. That was when I decided to make the Perl classes pragma so that I could put mixins into my Perl. And because Perl was everywhere and it was supported, you could run it on anything. Ruby wasn't there yet. And that was the same time Metasploit made their decision to go. It wasn't Metasploit at the time. They were something, I can't remember the name, different name. But they decided to make all their official submissions Ruby. And now they've opened it up so you can submit any language you want into the Metasploit now. Puppet waves from the corner. Yes. Is Puppet pre-Ruby? I think Puppet is Ruby, right? Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's not bad. It's slow. It's got problems. It's the propagation model sucks unless it's been fixed. I don't think it has. I mean, the things that make Ruby cool are also the things that really slow it down. Like the whole everything is an operator stuff. Even any assignment is yeah. Did they fix all that stuff? A lot of Ruby people have moved to Crystal. So they're like, yeah, Crystal's entirely modeled. Crystal's another one of these LLVM languages, right? At least it started out that way. It might be different now. There's actually a streamer who streamed Crystal a lot, and I forget her name. She was streaming a lot of Crystal. What's that? Troll video where a YouTuber made a fake Indie.com website. The video was an elaborate troll for the Ruby community because in every Ruby offer, the applicant was supposed to pay the company instead of getting paid to use the language. Yeah, Ruby kind of led the movement in the early 2000s because of the guy who made it. The guy who made it was really political, He's really political. He's famously the guy gave a convention speech, and his first slide was the word "fuck," and that was it. And it was like just because. He's also a race car driver and created 27 signals. And dude, he's such an asshole. Oh my God, he's like the epitome of Silicon Valley asshole. I just I cannot overstate that. He just, oh, so just dripping an asshole. Um, yeah, I mean, I better stop now. Profile list. So a profile list can be called. It's a called function. There we go. I'm going to save this and get ready for my meeting. I'm going to go get some new coffee. So we made a tremendous success there. The Ruby on Rails guy? Hell no. Do you have any? Just I'm going to leave it there because this is going to be saved in a video. I don't want it to be too negative. I forgot that I'm like saving this video, so I got to be nice now. I haven't done some custom image submission through Git yet. We got the program fetch function to work. We're going to call it a callable. They call them callables, so we'll call it a callable too. So that's good news. And discussed future of everything is a controller. We need to create an acronym for that. Black Mouse. I don't like him. Yeah. He's a Ruby on Rails guy. He's not the Ruby guy by any means. Matsumoto, Matsu's amazing. I love the guy who made Ruby. He's one of the kindest people you'll ever meet. He was also Mormon when I knew him, and I was also Mormon. For a compiler to have a language independent type system like Ceiling has. A different question. But I'm gonna leave that question right there. To the YouTuber community, come on into Twitch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this stream to get the video, and I'll be starting a new stream that that's not related, because I want this last little segment to go into the JupyterHub stuff. So I'll be right back. That was specifically to the YouTube